Hello everyone, and welcome to another Motivational Monday video. My name is Daryl Hogue, and it is great to have you here with me today. So in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about, moving into the new year, going into 2020. Of course, at this time of the year, everyone has resolutions. Maybe you've already set some New Year's resolutions. I don't know. I know I have some goals in mind throughout the new year. So, with that in mind, I wanted to talk to you today about some helpful things to keep in mind, some tips, if you will, to help you to achieve those resolutions that you have set for yourself. So we're going to go over a few helpful ideas. Hopefully this will be of some help to you today and going into the new year. So the first thing I wanted to mention, as we move into our new year with those resolutions in mind, is that you need to find your motivation. What is it that's motivating you to think of, that particular resolution or those resolutions that you may have chosen? Are you wanting to lose weight? Are you wanting to just maybe overall improve your health? What is it? Whatever it is, you need to find that motivation. You want to keep that in mind as you go into the new year. Every step of the way, you want to be thinking of whatever it is that's motivating you. So number one, find your motivation. The second thing to keep in mind is you need to have a plan. Think about it. If you were to decide that you were going on a trip, a vacation perhaps, you're not just going to wait until that day and get in the car and go. If you did, you're not going to have a very exciting, very successful vacation. I wouldn't think so anyway. But no, instead you need to make a plan. You need to decide, where am I going? You have to plan out the route that you're going to take. How are you going to get there? You're going to drive, you're going to fly, whatever the case, you're going to make plans. Same thing with your New Year's resolutions. If it's a plan to lose weight, if it's a plan to become more healthy, whatever it is, you need to make a plan. You have to, think about it, lay out your plan to help you achieve that resolution or that goal. So make a plan is number two. Number three, in a little more detail here concerning that plan, is you need to make goals. You want to set some goals to help you along the way. And something to keep in mind when we're talking about goals is they need to be SMART goals. And so I'm going to give you, within number three here, making goals, I'm going to give you 5 tips that begin with each letter of the word SMART. You want to set SMART goals. So first, they need to be specific. You have to think about, what is it that I want to achieve? Make those specific goals. Next, are they measurable? They need to be measurable in order for you to achieve those goals. Then we want to make sure that they're attainable. Is it something realistic, something that you're going to be able to achieve? And then, are they realistic? They've got to be realistic or you'll never get there. And you don't want to go into it, and having no chance of achieving it. That's all that's going to do is bring you down in the end. So are they realistic goals for you? And then finally, are they timely? So you want to set some kind of a timeline. Perhaps you want to say, in the first month I will do this, or by the end of the year I will have done this. Either way, you want to make sure, that they're timely. So your goals, they need to be, again, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So set those goals. Now, as we get into it, I would encourage you, begin to track your eating. Everything that you eat and drink, you want to journal. If it's using an app on your smartphone, if you're going to write it down perhaps, however you want to do it, I would strongly encourage you to track everything that you are eating and drinking. I know I do. My wife and daughter and I, we all track everything. We measure everything. We know exactly what we are taking in, food and drink. We keep track of everything. We journal everything in a free app. So however it is that you're going to do it, regardless, you want to make sure that you're tracking what you're eating and drinking. Use reliable resources would be my next tip. Don't just, take this fad diet because somebody mentions it, or follow that plan because somebody's talking about it. You want to use reliable resources. So, do your research. If you're online looking at things, make sure that you're going to legit websites, looking at USDA information or what have you, but make sure it is true information, legit information, not just this person's opinion, that person's thoughts, what have you. So again, use reliable resources. Next, I would say you want to make sure that you're eating your vegetables. Vegetables are going to be a very low calorie food, but yet they can help fill you up. They're going to give you vitamins, minerals, things that your body needs. So, we all heard it as kids. We need to make sure you're eating your vegetables. If you're like me, back then, I didn't really worry about it. But as an adult now, and I'm trying to maintain the weight that I've lost, it's very important to me, and so I would suggest it to you as well. Be sure that you are eating your vegetables. The more colorful, the better, is what I've heard already. And, it seems to be true. Peppers, onions, carrots, celery, broccoli, all of those vegetables, things that maybe I didn't eat a few years ago. My wife and daughter and I, we eat them all the time now. And, in reality, I've learned that I like a lot of things that maybe back then I'd have told you, I don't like it. Maybe I hadn't even tried it, or I didn't remember the last time I tried it. But now I eat a lot of vegetables. So definitely eat your vegetables. Next, I'm going to suggest, going back to our goals and making it timely goals, but you want to take your time. It did not take me, a week to gain all the weight that I had gained to get me to where I started, or get me where I was when I first started my weight loss plan almost 2 years ago now. You're not going to lose the weight overnight. I didn't gain it overnight. I'm not taking it off in a day. Whatever it is. For me, it was weight loss was my goal. Depending on what your health and wellness goals are for this year, just think about it. But you want to take it slow. So if your resolutions are to lose weight or to become more healthy, to build up energy, whatever it is, it's not going to happen overnight. So you need to keep that in mind and take it slow. Next, I recommend some form of exercise. Now, first of all, I would say before you begin any exercise routine, or if you have not exercised in quite a while, I would recommend that you seek medical advice. Be sure to check with your doctor to make sure that whatever that exercise plan is that you are going to jump into, that it's okay, that it's going to work for you and not cause you any harm. Because, depending on your goals, if it's to improve your overall health, if it's to lose weight, if it's to build muscle, whatever it is, you certainly don't want to cause yourself harm by beginning an exercise routine. So I recommend definitely check with your doctor first, but then you do want to start some form of exercise in order to help you to achieve your resolutions. For me personally, I walk. I started, almost 2 years ago when I started my weight loss journey. During my morning and afternoon breaks at work, I would walk. And then my wife and daughter and I together in the evenings, we have walked. We typically walk about a half an hour each evening when we're able to. So anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, I'm walking every day. Now, for me personally as well, I have started doing, some perhaps stomach crunches. I do some push-ups, things like that, simple things that you can do at home. But again, that's me personally. For you, you want to choose whatever exercise you're going to do, but I definitely recommend that you do some form of exercise. And then finally, I would say, just to caution you, be prepared. There are going to be bad days, if you will. You're going to fall off the wagon, as some people say. You're going to have lapses in your plan. And, I would encourage you, don't let that discourage you. Don't let it just totally throw you to where you give up. No, you have to be prepared for those times. There are going to be special occasions, birthdays, weddings, things like that, where you may do some things, eat some things, drink some things, whatever, that you wouldn't normally do. But depending on your resolution, depending on the goals that you have set, either way, just be prepared for those type of days, because they are going to happen. And when they happen, you just have to, again, go back to number one, keep your motivation in mind. The next day you wake up, you start fresh. Today's a new day, and I can do this. Just keep that in mind, and you'll do it. You'll be successful. So, again, just whatever it is that you have decided for this year, as far as your resolutions, I believe in you. I know you can do it. If you'll follow these health tips, I believe you'll be successful. And, I'd love to hear from you. If you want to drop a comment below, let me know what your resolutions are. And then perhaps over the next couple months or so, you want to check back in. Let me know how you're doing. I'd love to hear your success stories. So friends, thank you once again for joining me here today with Determined Living. I hope this video will motivate you as we're moving into the new year. Set those resolutions, follow these healthy tips that I've given you, and I know that you'll be able to do it. All right, so be sure to stay tuned for future videos. If you find the video helpful, please do hit the like button. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss future videos. And I wish you the very best as we move into the new year. Bye now.